This week has been a very negative week for Zelensky. Even his commander admits there is no chance of victory. Talking about war, Netanyahu does not listen to anyone and he persists on attacking the south of Gaza. And on the crypto news, we have two fake things. We have one fake app on App Store and we have Greg Wright failing to prove that he is Satoshi Nakamoto. These are the things we'll be covering in today's video. Without any further ado, let's get straight into the video of today. So let's talk about Zelensky and Ukraine. As you guys already know, we talk about this in the channel. Zelensky had plans to fire his former military commander, which he did. Now his new commander is someone known as Butcher, or his name Syrski, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. The thing is, Syrski became the commander and he already said to Zelensky, things are very difficult. He doesn't see much chance of a victory for Ukraine, specifically because there's no funding to Ukraine. And yes, European Union approved 50 billion to Ukraine. Now the thing is, those funds are not for the military of Ukraine. Those funds are for social clauses in Ukraine. Of course, as they are into war, they have lost infrastructure, there has a lot of things to be rebuilt in Ukraine. So that money from the European Union, it is not aimed for the military. Now, keep in mind, Ukraine is the second most corrupt country in the European continent, second only to Russia. So Russia is the most corrupt country, Ukraine is second. Now, Zelensky is expecting to have money for the military coming from the US. I do not see any funds coming to Ukraine until after the election, assuming that the victory will be for a Democrat. As it is right now, yes, the Senate has approved the funds, but the funds do not get fully approved without the approval of Congress. Now, the leader of the Congress in US happens to be a Republican. I do not see him approving those funds, so I think Zelensky will not be receiving any funds for the military. And yes, the military managed to sink a ship from Russia. However, Russia is also in a missile that cannot be stopped or intercepted on Ukraine. Now, the thing is, we do not know how many of those missiles does Russia have. But according to the new commander, he already acknowledged that Putin, the Russian forces have more men, more infrastructure, and more weapons against them, and his commander does not see the victory as something plausible. These are the words of the Butcher, the commander of the military army, not my words. I have talked about this before, that Ukraine does not have a plan for victory. I do not see how they're going to be able to regain that territory. I believe the best path for Ukraine is to make peace with Russia and fast track a way to become part of NATO and the European Union. At least those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the comments below. So now we're going to go to Bloomberg, and the main headline on Bloomberg is about Israel pulling out of a peace talk over delusional Hamas demands. Look at this. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has opted not to send a delegation to Cairo to follow up talks aimed at securing a ceasefire with Hamas, again dismissing the militant group's demand as delusional. He's not only calling those demands delusional, he's not even sending anyone to talk in Cairo. That means Netanyahu is not open to conversation, he does not want to have a dialogue. He believes the best action is to continue attack the South. If he continues to attack the South, we already mentioned here, countries are threatening no longer to recognize the state of Israel. Now, it's important to remember there's a vast line of border between Egypt and Israel, and if Egypt does not recognize Israel, that means that those borders are going to be a risk point for Netanyahu. According to this article, Israel is holding out Hamas to change its position before taking any further roles in negotiations. The Prime Minister's office said Wednesday the Iran-backed group Hamas has insisted on the total withdrawal of Israeli troops from Gaza and return to the release of hostages. So pretty much Hamas is saying, remove your troops and we're going to release the hostages, and Netanyahu is saying no to that. I can see him saying no to that, but I don't understand why he wants to continue attacking the South. Now, he also made public a video. The thing is, the video that is published is from October. It's not a recent video, which means the world is not going to buy the excuse that the leader is there or they found the leader. It could be that the Hamas leader that he's after, it is in that position, but it's no evidence. Now, the leader that he's talking about is someone that was in jail in Israel for over 20 years, and the person claims to have knowledge of the culture, language, and the way that Israeli military forces operate. Now, in my view, once again, I don't think it's wise to continue attacking the South. Netanyahu is going to make enemy of Egypt and other countries that were not enemies of Israel. Now, that was on geopolitics. Let's talk about cryptocurrency. There's a guy named Greg Wright, and he has tried to prove that he is Satoshi Nakamoto. Craig Wright wrapped up his testimony in a trial questioning if he is Bitcoin's pseudonymous creator Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, Crypto Open Patent Alliance, COPA, has concluded that Greg Wright is either wrong or he's lying various times during the trial. I don't understand this. If he is Satoshi Nakamoto, it is very simple. All he has to do is make one single transaction. He take a transaction from one wallet, which we all know can only belong to Satoshi Nakamoto, and make that transfer to another wallet that belongs to him. If he does that, he can pretty much prove to everyone that he is Satoshi Nakamoto. It doesn't mean, what's important to understand, he may be able to prove if he does the transfer. However, if he makes the transfer, it does not prove that he's Satoshi Nakamoto, but at least proves that he has the private keys and he can control those Bitcoin, increasing the likelihood of him being Satoshi Nakamoto. If he does make that transfer, there's going to be a lot less questions about him being Satoshi Nakamoto or not. Now, in my view, even if he happens to have the private keys that controls Bitcoin that we know can only belong to Satoshi Nakamoto, Greg Wright is not Satoshi Nakamoto because he believes strongly on the existence of intellectual property. Now, I cannot see Satoshi Nakamoto as someone who would stand and defend the idea of intellectual property, because in order to have enforcement on intellectual property, we need massive government. If you guys want to find out more about intellectual property and why I'm not supporting that, let me know that in the comments below, and I'll prepare a video for you guys explaining why I do not stand behind the idea of intellectual property. Now, since we're talking about intellectual property, let's talk about something else that is fake. There's a fake Curve Finance app on App Store. Now, whenever you see an app on App Store or Google Play, it does not mean it is an authentic app. Look at this article. Fake Curve Finance app listed on Apple Store. According to a February 14 warning issued by developers, there is currently no official DeFi Curve app. Be aware of scams. Curve staff wrote, "A fake with our logo was spotted. Stay safe." So here's the thing. If you want to enter the crypto space, please be careful. You need to educate yourself. If you come to the crypto space with the idea of making money, you're most likely to fall for scams or apps such as this. And apparently this app asks for your seed phrase. Look at this. The fake app currently rated 4.6 out of 5 star with 9 reviews. A lot of people may not look at how many reviews it got, but they may look at the stars. And of course, when you see 4.6 out of 5 stars, you may believe the app to be genuine. Guys, be careful. And there are also some fake apps that ask for a seed phrase. Keep in mind, you shall never, under no circumstance, digitalize your seed phrase. You should never type your seed phrase on a keyboard. If you want to find out how to store cryptocurrency securely, please use the link below. We have made videos here showing how to set up a cold storage. Now remember, setting up a cold storage is just the first step. If you want to enter the crypto space, you need to get educated. And if you want to get educated, link for that on the description below. We give private coaching. We also have an academy where we teach best practice and how to enter the crypto space securely. And with this, I wrap up this video. Now, my question to you is, do you believe Greg Wright to be Satoshi Nakamoto, and why? Let me know that on the comments below. This is it for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and above all, share this video with someone else who can benefit from this. See you guys next video. Kaboom. Goodbye.